Hi, I'm Andrew with Baker's Gas. We're here today with a special guest, John Mensch from ESAB. Thanks for coming, John.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to focus on, in this video, just solely, a lot of questions arise. What is Smart MIG? How does it work? What's the premise behind it? And how can it be helpful to the end user? So we're going to cover just Smart MIG today on this, and we're using an EMP 215, but Smart MIG comes on all of ESAB's machines. So if you have a 285 or a 205, this video will correlate to those machines also. But let's jump right into it, and we'll start with Smart MIG is a short arc process. But John, what is truly going on with this Smart MIG thing? So the question we always get is, well, how's it working? What's it doing? And what's
right? Ultimately, Smart MIG, what it is, like you're saying, it's a short circuit or short arc process. What we're doing is in the short arc process, that wire is actually dead shorting into the material multiple times a second. In our Smart MIG feature, we're actually monitoring that frequency. So when the operator changes their electrical stick out, so when they're welding on the part, your electrical stick out is the distance from the material to the contact tip inside the torch here. So that wire's making, basically right now we're about roughly a ½ inch electrical stick out. So as the operator increases stick out, that changes the short circuits per second. The machine then adjusts the arc voltage to compensate for that change.
Okay, compensates for...
It's adaptive, right?
Okay, yep.
So,
yep.
And then also on top of that, the operator may have a different torch angle than you or I, right? So we're going to be maybe 5 degrees push or drag. They might be 15 degrees. That's going to change that electrical stick out as well. And when that changes, the machine optimizes the voltage to make sure that we're staying within a certain range for those short circuits.
Predetermined range in the system. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in travel speed will play into that as well. So the machine is adaptive in that sense, and it's basically keeping that arc voltage consistent so we don't get that spitting and sputtering that you could see when you start changing those different
So what he's saying
variables.
on competitors' machines that do not have Smart MIG, you pull the torch out and make a longer stick out, it starts to sputter and spatter, and it's nasty weld. But this thing will adapt for that. So I'm gonna grab my hood. Let's do a little welding, and then we'll try and tell you what I'm doing, why I'm welding to show the difference.
So Andrew, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate what Smart MIG is actually doing. All right. One of the ways that we can do that is show an extreme change in conditions. So we're going to shut off the shielding gas. Okay. So if you pull that trigger right now, we shut the gas off. No gas flow. So it is not recommended to weld without shielding gas with a solid wire, like a 70S6. You will get porosity, you will have pinholes. That weld could possibly fail in an application, but what we want to do is just demonstrate what Smart MIG is going to do for you. So ultimately what we'll see is an arc voltage adjustment. The machine will by itself adjust to about roughly 24 to 26 volts depending on how long you weld with it. So go ahead and run a weld and it should tune right in. So ultimately what the machine did is it ended up here at about 25.5 volts. I saw it at about 27 while you were welding.
Okay.
And again, we're going to have porosity. Actually, not a whole lot of spatter considering we don't have shielding gas. So it's just telling us that the machine is adjusting for a change in the condition. So
that's what the Smart MIG's premise is.
Exactly.
Is that we didn't change torch angle, we just shut the gas off, right. So we adjusted. Okay.
So we're going to turn the gas back on. Now you should have gas. So what you want to do here is just start welding like you normally would. The voltage will now adjust from about 25.5 volts, and it'll start like it has too much voltage, but just stay on the trigger, continue to weld, the machine, after about 5 to 6 seconds, it finds its happy spot, and you should have a decent bead. Brought it down to about 17.5 volts roughly.
Check that out. I mean, right at the beginning it was almost like too much voltage. You had to hold right in.
Yep. It was like somebody was adjusting the machine for you.
Absolutely. And no one was touching anything. That was awesome. Cool. Very cool. So what the premise behind it is to get a consistent quality bead every time, even if the factors, the variables change, such as
stick out, travel angle, travel speed, torch angle. So,
so it's made to get good repeatability out of this machine with say an inexperienced person who hasn't welded very much.
Yeah. Even experienced people, even myself, what I'll find is, you know, in my neighborhood, my neighbors all know that I have welders, so they bring these little projects over. If I've got material there, all I got to do is measure it and go, oh, it's a 16 gauge. So I come over to the machine, turn it down to 16 gauge, I pull the trigger and I weld, and I don't have to sit there and mess around with my wire feed speed and try to figure out where to set my machine. So
automatically sets it.
You know, a job that I look at and I think, oh, I should take 10 seconds. You know, with my old equipment, I'd have to play with wire feed and voltage, and 30 minutes later I'm finally welding on the project.
Yeah.
Where this one, I'm in there and I'm welding.
So in recap, John, I mean, the Smart MIG, from my experience using the Smart MIG system on these ESABs, I love that you can change the metal thickness size. You don't have to, there's already a predetermined wire feed speed, voltage. You don't have to mess with it. I mean, from thin to thick, that'd be perfect. I think it'd be perfect. And not that, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying my torch angle is going to be right every time, because it changes. I know I drop my wrists and everything, and it still stays the same, which is very cool, because you're going to get a consistent weld every time with it. I like it. I think it's a good feature, and I'm glad that it comes on all the units, not just one particular unit, but it's very cool. Even with the gas, showing the adaptability with it, that's awesome. I mean, it hones right in. So. But thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Got a couple more coming out. Subscribe to our channel at Baker's Gas. Thanks again.